Is Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes on verge of landing another big fish to go on that offensive line paired alongside Jordan Seaton? But before we get off into this video and you come across this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you'll know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And if this is your first time coming across the platform, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Post your comments, share the video out. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I see everybody in the comments section, #salute. And you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, today's video, man, we got to talk about another potential big fish that Deion Sanders and the Colorado's coaching staff is on the verge of landing. Before we get off into this video is sponsored by SeatGeek.
SeatGeek, the official sponsor of the Simply Ball Dropping podcast, the #1 rated ticketing app, over 28 million downloads, 70,000 plus events from concerts to sports, all your tickets across the web, all in one place, rated 1 to 10. Green means good, red means bad, and all your tickets are backed by your buyer's guarantee. And remember, use my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout to get $20 off your purchase.
And just remember, by using my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout, you're getting $20 off your purchase. And also remember, you're supporting the channel. But let's get right off into it. Well, you know, the spring game is coming for the Colorado Buffaloes, their black and gold game. And in the wake of the spring game coming, they have potentially on the verge of landing another big fish to go on that offensive line to pair with Jordan Seaton. This comes by way of Michael Fasusi or Fasusi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, but this guy is 6'5", 300 pounds. He's from Lewisville, Texas. Actually, I've seen this guy play in the state of Texas. And this guy, he moves bodies. He's a big guy, and he's rated #2 nationally. I think was behind Jordan Seaton. But he comes from the state of Texas, and he's went out to say that he is going to visit Boulder, Colorado on April 27th and April 28th when Colorado plays their spring game. So he's going to visit the University of Colorado. Now here's a report, from On3 stating that the class of 2025 5-star offensive tackle Michael Fasusi has locked in a spring recruiting visit to Colorado. On January 16th, the 6'5", 300-pound prospect announced he had received an offer from the Colorado Buffaloes. So things appear to be trending well between Fasusi and the Colorado's coaching staff. Along with his visit to Boulder, which will coincide with the Colorado's spring game on April 27th, Fasusi has scheduled trips to Missouri on March 12th through the 13th, LSU March 20th, Texas A&M March 30th, and Texas on April 9th, Oregon April 17th and the 18th, and Oklahoma on April 25th. That's a pretty impressive slate, to say the least. Fasusi is the second-ranked offensive tackle in the class of the #4 overall prospect from Texas. Colorado and head coach Deion Sanders struck it rich in December when the class of 2024 landed 5-star offensive tackle Jordan Seaton. He signed his national letter of intent. If Fasusi follows suit later this year, the Buffaloes' offensive front would be quite impressive come 2025. The 5-star offensive tackle, Michael Fasusi, has locked in 7 visits, and the major one is the Colorado Buffaloes. Now, that's pretty impressive, man, to say the least, man. So this guy, Michael Fasusi, and nobody has talked about it, he's getting rave reviews, and almost like he is like one of them best kept secrets that is low on the radar, but it's going to be a great reward if Deion Sanders and that recruiting staff and that coaching staff can reel him in. And like I said, I use the terminology of landing big fish. Now, this is a big fish, 6'5", 300-pound offensive lineman. That's what you need down in the trenches. You need that girth down in the trenches. Now, this guy, like I said, he's a huge guy, and this is the guy that we're speaking about in reference to. Now, you can see, this is a big guy. He almost looks like the guy from The Blind Side in the movie. Like I said, he set to visit Colorado on April 27th and April 28th. So, like I said, if Deion Sanders and that coaching staff and that recruiting staff can bring this guy in, that's a total upgrade for the Colorado Buffaloes. And like you said, you need them dogs down in the trenches. And Deion Sanders always says, man, we want dogs. We want guys that want to come in, get down in the trenches. Old school football. You get guys like this to get on your offensive line. That means you can establish the run. You're not going to be a high pass offense. You can have some stability. And I know what Pat Shurmur brings to the table. Me personally, being a Minnesota Vikings fan, I know what Pat Shurmur brings to the table when he was in the Minnesota's organization. We had guys, that run the ball. Adrian Peterson that ran the ball, that offset with the pass. So, running the ball, establishing that run game. It's that old school mentality where you put man on man, pad on pad, helmet on helmet, and you just running straight at somebody. So that's what you need in college football. You can't just always step back and pass the ball and throw the ball 50 times a game. You got to have some balance. That's going to open up the play actions. That's going to open up the read options. And then that Colorado offense will be well suited to move that ball up and down the field and not putting the defense out on the field all the time because you're going 3 and out and the defense is tired, and late in the game the defense gets broken down and teams just run all over you and march up and down the field. And that's what we saw happen in that Stanford game when they came back from 29-0 when Colorado was winning at halftime. But if Deion Sanders and that Colorado coaching staff can lock this in, this will be a major get for the Colorado Buffaloes. And like I always say, man, Colorado is trending in the right direction. Colorado is, in football, is basically headline news every time you turn on, sports and you look on YouTube and you look at the news. It's always something about Colorado Buffaloes and what Deion Sanders and that coaching staff is able to do. Right now, they're a hot commodity. They've been a hot commodity ever since Deion Sanders took over the team in December of 2022, trying to resurrect, Colorado's football program. Last year, they ended up 4-8, 3 more wins than the previous year, still finished last in their respective conference. But this year, moving to the the Big 12, it's going to be something different. There's games out there on the schedule that we covered that are winnable for Colorado. And like I stated, Colorado should at least 8 to 9 wins this year to make themselves bowl eligible and maybe make a run at this national championship. It's a lot of things that got to fall in place, a lot of things that take place. You know how the college system goes, the strength of schedule and things like that. But it's obtainable. Colorado is set to make, a great leap this year. I know that FanDuel Sports and sports betting doesn't have them predicted to win over 5 games, but we got to wait and see. Very interesting times in Colorado. And like I stated, man, I appreciate everybody's engagement. I appreciate all the comments. And I want to give a shout out to one of my viewers, one of my subscribers. They took to the comments section and said, Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, please do a special segment on Coach Prime's Florida boys and Coach Prime's Texas boys. Thank you. Eric Daly, I guess he's by way of Atlanta, Georgia, Connecticut, Texas, Mississippi, and Florida. I told him I got him. So be looking forward to that special segment I do on the Colorado players that came from Florida that are on that Colorado's roster, and also the Texas boys that are on that roster. So I appreciate all the comments. Like I said, your comment could be featured on the next episode of the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. And like I said, man, I appreciate all the engagement. We on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate everybody that takes the time to look at the podcast, share it out, and give it a thumbs up. So let's keep it going. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.